Hello everyone, ReeferGil here. In today's video we're going to go over my latest purchase for my 100-gallon build. This is a Skimz Monzter SM161 skimmer I purchased off of Bulk Reef Supply. In this video we'll go over what you get inside the box, assembly of the skimmer, and in true ReeferGil fashion, give this skimmer a facelift. As I show you what you get inside the box, I'm going to go over some of the skimmer's features. This Skimz Monzter SM161 skimmer's body measures 6.3 inches, the footprint is 7.4 inches by 7.4 inches, and the total height is 21.5 inches tall. The skimmer comes in white and in my opinion looks great. It uses an Italian-made Skimz ES2800 needle wheel pump with a rare earth magnet. The skimmer is capable of pulling 206 gallons per hour and uses about 13 watts of power. The skimmer is rated for up to a 200-gallon system with a light bioload or a 120-gallon system with a heavy bioload. Its recommended operating depth is anywhere between 7 inches to 9.5 inches, although those people who I've spoken to who are running this skimmer say that the sweet spot is anywhere between 7 inches to 7.5 inches depth. Like with most skimmers, assembly is required, so let's jump into that. First, I need to remove the skimmer body. Doing this is super easy. Simply remove the 4 plastic screws at its base. Once all 4 screws are removed, you can lift and remove the skimmer's body. Take the ES2800 pump and orient the pump so that the pump's cord is routed towards the cord groove slot and the front of the pump is facing the hole in the skimmer's body. Slide the rear of the pump into the first clamp holder. Make sure the pump is flush with the bottom of the clamp. Use your finger to slightly pull away the clamp as you simultaneously are pushing the pump through the clamp. When the back of the pump reaches the second clamp, repeat the same process. When the pump is fully installed into the bracket, the pump should sit firmly in place. Now I'll grab the bubble plate chamber and remove the top plastic thumb screw. The bottom of the chamber has a hole in it. Remove the nut off the top of the pump. Insert the top of the pump into the hole at the bottom of the chamber. Use the nut and hand tighten it down onto the pump. Reinstall the bubble plate, but make sure that the group of holes on the plate are facing toward the back of the pump. I'll take the power cord and push it into the pre-installed cord slot. Place the skimmer's body onto the skimmer's base and reinstall the plastic thumb screws. Just make sure the cord is sitting flush inside the slot before tightening down the screws. I had to fiddle around with this a little bit to get it just right. By the way, this base plate is super heavy duty and was very well constructed. Here I'm installing the air silencer. Simply remove the bottom screw and align the silencer with the smaller of the 2 holes on this star-shaped collar. Feed the screw through the bottom of the hole and screw the silencer into place. I installed the venturi by screwing it down into the intake of the pump. I hand tightened this down to the point it was nice and snug. Be careful not to use an air tube connection as leverage, as you may risk snapping it off. Once you have a snug fit, connect the air tube to the bottom of the air silencer and the other end to the venturi connection. You'll notice there's a hole on the star-shaped collar and directly under that a slot cutout on the base of the skimmer. Take the mini paddle door and drop it into the slot. Now take the valve and remove the plastic nut that comes pre-installed on the valve stem. Drop the valve stem through the hole in the star-shaped collar. Reinstall the nut, but don't tighten it down quite yet. Now take the top of the paddle door rod and screw in the valve stem threads. Once you get this going, then go back to the nut and tighten it down to hold the valve into place. You should be able to turn the valve to completely open and close the micro adjustable valve door. For dry skimming, you can make micro adjustments to the valve by turning it clockwise. For wet skimming, you can do the same thing by turning it counterclockwise. The collection cup has this twist locking design to secure the collection cup in place and to make removing it easy. You literally drop in the collection cup and turn it until it locks into place. Very well thought out overall design. This is what the skimmer looked like once it was fully assembled, but wait, there's something amiss here. This skimmer looks great out of the box, but if it's going in my system, it's gonna need some flair. What do I mean by flair? I think most of you guys know what I mean. Let's add some orange to the skimmer to match the system's color scheme. When it came to painting the skimmer, I opted not to paint those parts that would be in direct contact with bubbles or any parts that could reduce the performance of the skimmer. Now, I didn't check to see if painting any of the parts of the skimmer would void the warranty. Honestly, even if it did, I would still have painted it. I'm just obsessed that way. So if the warranty is important to you, I'd make sure you're not voiding it by calling them first. My goal was to simply add some orange accents to an otherwise white skimmer. I used orange Rust-Oleum paint for plastics on those parts that would not be submerged underwater. I decided to paint the collection cup's lid, the two ends of the silencer, and the micro adjustable valve. I was also careful to tape off those areas I did not want painted. I also sealed off any holes by twisting paper and shoving them down the holes where I didn't want any of the spray paint to go into. As for the 4 plastic thumb screws at the bottom of the base, these will be submerged underwater. The orange Rust-Oleum paint would have likely done the job, but the forums seem to think that fusion paint for plastics is the best thing to use for anything submerged underwater. I had some fusion spray paint, so I used that on the 4 screws. Of course, the safest thing to do is not paint anything making direct contact in your aquarium water. But these 4 small screws inside an aquarium with about 130 gallons of water isn't going to hurt anything. The paint will have set for several weeks before I'm able to get the skimmer wet. Once I start my nitrogen cycle, I'll have the skimmer running in order to break it in. So this is what the skimmer ended up looking like inside the sump. I think it was just the right amount of orange accent and ended up complementing the rest of the system. I will be doing a review of the skimmer once I've gotten some use out of it. So guys, I hope you found this video to be useful. If you guys support the channel, please hit that thumbs up. If you're new, please hit that subscription button. Also follow me on Instagram to get real-time updates on the projects that I have going on. Till next Sunday, thank you for watching.